I'll sit up straight. What's this?
You want me to go get you one?
No, I'll just be uncomfortable.
Here we go.
There we go.
Here we go.
Need a list?
No, I need you to quit smacking in my ear though. What's up, plant nerds? It's Rachel and Casey with Heart-Shaped Leaves, and today we are going to be doing something a little different. We're going to be doing a questions and answers video. So I posed the question and answers portion on my Instagram story, and we had quite a few replies. Pretty shocking amount of replies. Actually, I was expecting no one to reply. So that was amazing. I love that a lot more.
Do we have to answer these honestly?
I suggest that you try.
Okay.
We got some really cool responses. We got some really cool questions. You can plead the fifth on anything that you want to plead the fifth on, okay? Okay, so one of the first questions that we got was from...
Hang on a second. You want to say anything about your hair up front?
If anybody is confused about my hair color or jarred a little bit about what's going on, you can go over to my Instagram page, and it's at Heart-Shaped Leaves on Instagram, and I made a highlight of how I bleached and toned and dyed my hair and everything. I actually do this once every 3 or 4 months, but since I've started this YouTube channel, I've not done it for reasons I'm sure you can assume.
And if you're wondering why she didn't post a video about the whole process, you can blame that on me, because I told her, nobody wants to see that.
Yeah.
This is a plant channel.
That really did happen. I was like, I think I'm just gonna make a video and be like, crazy plant lady bleaches her hair, and Casey's like, I don't think so. Didn't you? You're a very harsh critic sometimes.
I just said that, yeah.
I know, but it's like, I
wouldn't
can't
say I'm a
believe-
harsh critic. I'm very list oriented, and this is a plant.
What does that have to do with a listing?
Well, you know, plant items, and I thought, well, it said plant items. And
yeah.
I'm not the creative
Like I
one.
said, always trying to box me in. You know what I'm saying? Always trying to box me in.
When she hired me, my job description was to show up and make smart aleck remarks.
Okay. All right, on to the questions. So, from Stacy Bubs on Instagram, what is your favorite plant? Love from Australia. So, what's up, Stacy? Australia's pretty cool. Never been. Wish I could go if I didn't mind airplanes as much as I mind.
Yeah, I'm saying. If they ever build a big road bridge between here and there,
no kidding. If they ever build that bridge, I am there. So, my favorite plant, I'm gonna have to say my elbow. I mean, wouldn't it be sacrilege if I didn't say my elbow?
That was my answer.
You have, I mean, did you?
I was going to say elbow,
You
too.
like the plants around here? I think that's a question.
I like some of them.
Does Casey like the plants around
I genuinely...
here? Start over.
I genuinely like some of the plants. Some of them are just like, eh. So when we started, I liked the alocaceous a lot. I liked the, we had a Mayan mask and a Metallica, and those were my two favorite ones. And then when she started getting the philodendrons, I liked the philodendrons a lot.
Yeah.
And I like
well, it's easy to
elbow
love a
the best.
philodendron if you ask me.
Huh?
You know, I said it's easy to love the philodendrons if you ask me. You're being a weird. Don't take that like.
Don't take that like I said it.
Okay, so Brad from What the Flock Farm, if you haven't watched his YouTube videos, go check them out. He says, what is your favorite online plant shop? And I think I'm gonna definitely have to say NSE Tropicals, you know, because I'm super fangirly in love with Enid. And here's the deal, y'all wanted to know what the tea was on the whole Enid situation and why I considered to be friend zoned by Enid. And that's just because, you know, when we were emailing back and forth about the Esmeraldines, you know, I would say something like, I am your biggest fan and this and that, you know. And then I even put like XOXO. In case he didn't even know what XOXO means. Everybody knows what XOXO means.
I know what it means.
Oh my Lord. Anyways, so in response to these emails where I'm like, oh my, and just kind of gushing over, not a whole lot, because I shoot my shot, but I didn't shoot it that hard. You
there
know
was
what
no
I'm saying?
kind of gushing. There was gushing.
Well, I mean, in moderation, you know. And her response to my email was like, okay, thanks. You know, and I was like, oh.
If you read between the lines, it said, okay, thank you, crazy person. Please quit emailing me.
No kidding. That's really what it said.
I read it.
You can't be mad at her. It's still NSC Tropicals all day, every day. What do you want? Another question from What the Flock Farm was, what got you into houseplants? So, I would say when we first moved into this house, how many years ago was that?
3?
3 years ago. When we first moved into this house, it was like the first real amount of space that I had. So, and we had this huge plant, well, it wasn't a plant room then, it was a dining room once upon a time, and had these great bay window area where lots of sunlight came in, and that's when it started. With a little bit here and a little bit there. And then care videos kind of led to watching other like plant tubers, which kind of led to wanting to get more into the rarer plants, which led to wanting to kind of film some YouTube videos, which is also very odd for me. So, but we've talked about
Very
that.
out of character.
And one more question from Brad. What was your first house plant? And I don't really remember. Do you?
It was that one, and it died.
The Croton. Oh, yes. Yeah, I remember now. Casey bought me a Croton when we first got married. And I killed that thing so hard.
Quickly.
But that, look, y'all, that was back when I thought that plants could be at like the farthest portion away in the bedroom away from a window and still live. You know, I had no concept. There's a bug in my coffee. Gross. Oh my God, what if I would have drank that?
I think you drank the first one.
Shut up. No, I didn't. That's terrible. I don't know. I think it'll be all right.
I thought it was a piece of dirt, and I thought, well, there's no
I got
dirt
my
around.
toucans in there, and then I'm still gonna drink it and everything. The next question from Peanuts Plants. She has a YouTube channel and an Instagram account. Go check her out. She said, "Do you remember the first plant you bought?" Same question. He thinks it was Casey bought me that Croton, so that was not the first thing I bought. I'm pretty sure the first plant that I bought was just a golden pothos.
Those two that are in the bathroom that are kind of reddish
That are kind of reddish.
by the sink, on each sink.
Oh yeah, a Chinese evergreen, definitely.
Yeah.
Chinese evergreen was probably one of my first. And
I think you come back that first day with 3 or 4, and
yeah,
there was a couple of those.
It was a quick descension into madness for sure.
Let me show you how to work your phone.
No, I don't want you to show me. Another question from Peanuts Plants. How long have you been collecting plants? I'd say about 3 years or so, for sure. How long have I been into phylos and begonias? Only for the past year, I would say. The more rare plants or whatever. From Norwegian Leaf on Instagram, what is your absolute favorite plant of all time? Love from a Norwegian fan. I mean, did you know that we were international? Did you know that we had...
I did know that.
You did, because you watch all the YouTube
I
stats.
like the analytics.
You
so
sure did.
I know all that.
Favorite plant of all time has to be my albo. Sorry. Favorite?
Still?
Yeah. Still from earlier, yeah.
From earlier in the, in the questions?
From Trojan King 9 on Instagram, do you have a top 5 favorite right now or a favorite genus? And it's always between philodendrons and begonias for me, 100%. I love other houseplants and I love, you know, types of pothos and things like that, but it's just, I get the most excited over philodendrons and begonias for sure. A top 5? No, I can't do that. Casey asks me all the time, and it starts out as a really long run-on sentence and it never ends, and I can't identify a favorite. I really love all my houseplants. I really do.
She can pick a favorite plant, but after that, you know, they're all number 2.
Yeah, I think everything's just number 2. And there are things out there that I have on my wish list, but you know, we'll get to that. Why don't you talk to me about lists? I'm not having it. From Plant Modernist, wish list, realistic, and ultimate. I mean, my short list for philodendron is the Monstera variegata aurea, the one that has the yellow variegation, and I see it on eBay every now and again. I think the last one we saw went for about, was it $7.99? It was really high.
Yep.
And Mama ain't got that kind of scratch right now, if you know what I'm talking about. But it's definitely, that's my ultimate wish list plant right now. A more realistic wish that's really
a
hard to
retirement
say.
gift.
That's a retirement gift, no kidding. From Plant Spots and Whatnots, have you actually counted your plants recently? Casey doesn't need to know the actual number. And that's a simple answer, no. I have not counted my plants recently, but I feel pretty good. I think I was at 200 plus, and I feel like I'm under 200 now. I feel like,
no.
yeah. because I feel like I've done a little bit of purging here and there.
No.
Once again, water propagations don't count. You can't count that stuff. I've made a bunch of propagations, but none of them have been planted. So no, we have not done a plant count recently, but I'm sure that it's going to happen.
I'll tell you what, we'll try to do a count and then post the number at the end of the video. And I'm going to guess and say...
Oh, you're going to guess.
I'm going to guess we have 225.
No. There's no way I have that many.
Have you looked around?
Plants. Yes, I've looked. I know how many plants I have, and it ain't that many.
How many?
Not that many. 199. I think that's a pretty good guess. From Kelly Faye and the twins. If you had to pick a favorite plant, we said the elbow. From Lady Slocum, what kind of plant do you refuse to have because they die the moment they come in your house?
I know that one.
And boy, I
Let me
know
see if I answer
exactly
that
what plant
correctly.
that is.
Oh, what's it called? It's called I forget what it's called. I know what it looks like.
Well, they're caladiums.
Caladiums.
And I can't have them. I don't know why. They hate me so much.
Well, they do.
They do. It's like as soon as I bring them in here, they lose every ounce of will to live that they ever had. Just leaves drop faster than anything you've ever seen before. So caladium, no thanks. Don't bring them in here. Don't want anything to do with it.
They droop, drop, and die. That's the sequence that a caladium does for us.
From Adele Holic on Instagram, what plant is at the top of your wish list?
That's the famous singer, by the way. She's asking this question.
Right. I told you guys the Aurea, the Philodendron Aurea, but also the Philodendron El Chaco Red luxurians that's on the NSE Tropicals website right now. Here's a question for you from 2brown_thumbs on Instagram. What does Casey collect? Do you have any collections or collectibles or?
It's a full-time job to keep you happy. So,
oh God,
you know.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
I guess I don't really collect anything. I do have some hobbies, but my hobbies would be like, I have an aquaponics hobby where I have fish and plants combined together in a system where, you know, we'll talk about that at a later time. We got some ideas for combining that into our houseplants. It used to be kind of a gardening thing.
Yeah, I'm thinking about throwing a few phylos downstairs in his aquaponics system that he has. I always say hydroponics, and it's not hydroponics, aquaponics.
Aquaponics incorporates fish.
Right, so there's fish downstairs.
We had a little issue last week where the pump crapped out on me, and it's summertime, and I didn't check it for a day, and a lot of the fish died because that's just the way it works.
And you want to know how I knew that a lot of fish died? Because I went downstairs and I was looking for zip ties, and it about knocked me down, the smell of dead fish coming from that room. So
it's pretty bad.
It's still a work in progress. He still has a lot of work to do to get it to where it's going to be more YouTube worthy.
Natural fit for what she's doing, so we're going to be able to combine them and got some ideas.
Yeah, I would love to see a varicosum down there in an aquaponics system.
Take 2 cuttings, put one in an aquaponics flood and drain system, and then one of them in regular water and dirt, and just see which one grows the quickest.
Yeah, I mean, that
see if
would
it
be
makes
awesome.
a significant difference. You know.
Yeah.
Because what my experience with gardening was that everything grew rapidly in an aquaponic system versus things we had in dirt pots.
Well, yeah.
I mean, it was like in fast motion. So
here's a question from RM Firestone, and I'm pretty sure they have a YouTube channel also. I'll put it down. I'll put the link down here, or the handle down here for the YouTube channel. Check out their pink princess unboxing video. Man, I've got mush mouth today, really bad, but they're pretty funny. She said, how much effort does Casey put into plant care? And I've got an answer for you right off the bat.
wait, now before you say none,
God, what are you going to possibly say right now?
I put a lot of effort into plants in general, not necessarily the actual care of them. I ask lots of questions. I'm very interested in it. I'm learning the names.
You misunderstood the question. The question was, how much effort does Casey put into the plant care?
I know. I'm saying I don't actually put effort into the care.
Okay, so
but
the answer is none.
So technically the answer is none. But I do participate in the plant phenomenon in this house.
Let me tell you
and
what.
I'm very interested. I learn the names. When she sits there and talks to me an hour on end, I sit there and listen and pay attention. Mostly. Do I not?
Yes, you do. And let me tell you something. Casey, here's what Casey contributes to the plant care. Casey goes to work every day and provides for our family and puts a roof over these plants' heads. And he is very interested in my hobby. He's always asking me questions, and he's always involved in everything that I do.
Except the actual care of them.
Except for actually watering them. Or
now, I have watered, when we have the water spikes, and she has the reservoirs where the water spikes work out of,
yeah.
I do go occasionally fill those up.
He'll fill up my humidifiers also.
And I'll fill up her humidifiers.
Which,
so technically that counts,
that
you know.
really
And I did help her. I did build the plant racks and the lighting and all that stuff.
So not done. Now I have to take it back.
I'm gonna have to go up to about 10 or 15% now. If I keep thinking about it, I'll figure out some more.
That seems awfully generous.
So
Doesn't that
that's
just show what a good guy he is? Is that really, he didn't care back then, but he knew that I cared about him and he cared about me. And that's the way it should be.
That's right.
That's right. OG Whiskey Pete on Instagram said, need to do a tattoo show and tell nothing in any personal places, keep it PG. Well, I mean, you guys know that I have this feather tattoo here. I'm Cherokee. I'm a card-carrying Cherokee Indian, and so I'm very proud of my heritage. And then here on my shoulder, I just have the roses, but you guys have already seen that also. And beyond that, it's not PG, so you can't see it or know about it.
It's not X-rated.
Yeah, they are.
It's just
What are you talking about?
PG-13 to R, somewhere in that range.
If you're over 30, it's R. I'm sorry. Yeah, anything other than shoulders and elbows is R-rated for me. So
yeah, we got our my initial in the feather.
oh yeah. I have Casey has a R on
that show up.
on
I don't know
his.
if that shows up.
Yeah, and I have a C on mine. We got matching tattoos.
We got that on our honeymoon in Colorado. That was pretty cool.
That was fun.
Yeah.
I love that. That was fun. I can't wait. We need to go back and get another tattoo, and I'm ready to go get me a plant-oriented. Well, all my stuff that I have is plant-oriented. Mm-hmm. Weirdly enough, as it is, right? But I'm ready to go get something, and I'm ready to get a big phyllo tattoo.
So, OG Whiskey Pete also had another question. Why are you so mean to your husband?
Wow, isn't that such a loaded, convoluted type of question? So let's see. There's so many reasons. There's a level of assertiveness that you have to have in this household. And that's what I think people kind of misinterpret a lot, is that Casey is somewhat of a tornado and a volcano and a hurricane. And he's always just whipping at 900 miles an hour, and he's coming at you. And if you are going to be timid and shy and you don't ever say nothing or stand up, he'd whip right around you in 5 seconds.
Where is this coming from?
Are you kidding me? What, are you kidding me? So I'm a
type A personality.
In order to be in a relationship with someone who's that intense all the time, you have to have extremely intense.
Yeah, and sometimes you just cross the line and are mean.
Sometimes I do cross the line. No, that's legitimate. Yes, we are very intense towards each other, but he loves it. He loves every single minute of it. Do you mind with your phone? That is so unprofessional. Speaking of, why are you so mean to your husband? If he could get it together for 5 seconds, maybe I wouldn't have to be mean. Did you think about that? Yeah, let me do the reading. From
I can read.
Lady Slocum. What plant does Casey say he hates, but secretly, not so secretly, loves?
I only say I hate one plant.
And that's so rude, too.
You want me to offend everybody and say it out loud?
Yeah, go ahead and offend everybody.
I do not like the philodendron Thai constellation. I don't like it. I think
something that you haven't thought about yet until I'm going to bring it up right now is the fact that that was like not only like the 100 sub plant, it was an anniversary gift. You're just going to walk around talking about how you hate my anniversary gift and stuff like that. Look at your tongue going none into nothing now. See? Now you're worried about your response.
Of all of the philodendrons, I really like all of them. I just don't like that one. And I don't know why. I think it's ugly. Sorry. I just don't like it. I mean, everybody can have an opinion. I'm not like secretly squirting weed killer on it or nothing like that. I just don't like it.
Can you imagine having to listen to something like that?
It looks like the Albo, but like, I don't know. I like the Albo better. They're like the similar plant. I don't like the way it grows at the bottom. I don't like the way the stalks are. I don't like the patterns on the leaves.
I think we've.
I don't really like anything about
I think we've heard enough. I don't
So,
want to hear anymore.
That's just my opinion.
High constellation bashing. You know, I almost spent like $240 on one that had big mature fenestrations on it, on one of those Facebook auctions with Stephen Fain, who I was trying to win a plant from. Do you have any idea how much money I almost spent on one of those for
Yeah,
you? For
I
to
was
come
there.
over for you?
I was there. I remember. I learned some new words that night.
I was done. I was over it. I don't do those Facebook auctions anymore because I can't. I'm not fast enough. Newsflash, I'm old. That about wraps it up for our Q&A for today. I'm so shocked that nobody asked how old we were. Well, maybe we'll do another Q&A some other time. So we've got to go. We're starving to death. We love you guys. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for having some plant nerd time with us. If you don't follow me on Instagram, go follow me on Instagram. If you want to see more plant chat, be sure and subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you know when we post before everybody else. And sometimes I do plant giveaways, and it's important to know when a video drops. So peace out. Later, taters. We'll see you on the flip side. Bye.
I, the royal we.